Hey guys, what's going on? It is morning. I beat the sun out, which is always glad to see. It's kind of a new thing I'm starting. So anyway, it's going to talk about how to kind of a way to kind of categorize like your own personal addictions. Let me flip my screen up so I know that the camera is on here. One thing I notice that I do that kind of helps is put like an actual number to like various temptations throughout the day. And so what I mean by that, and so try this idea and see if it works for you. But something about how, like, let's say at 100 units is when like you'll break, when the temptation's too high and you'll give in to whatever you're doing. It could be something like, so say for example, it has to deal with like porn or drinking or whatever. So a little thing that may be like a point or two of temptation is seeing a hot girl, or seeing like a commercial or something where you see a swimsuit commercial, and then that adds like 5 subconscious points. And then like throughout the day, these points will gradually accumulate, where if you get enough of them, eventually your subconscious becomes too powerful and your will breaks, and then you give in to whatever behavior you're attempting to avoid. So with drinking or something, it could be like going to the bar, is plus 50 points. So clearly that's not a good idea to do. A lot of these things though are kind of unconscious or beyond our control, where you'll be surfing the internet and then it'll have an ad for some sort of swimsuit model, or you'll recall somebody and you look up Facebook and then say, oh yeah, I remember she was pretty cute. And then in my experience, and the more I've kind of embraced this idea, the more positive it's been. Subconsciously this stuff kind of adds up until it becomes kind of too powerful to resist. And it's like if you don't have temptation, you never necessarily break. Like if I'm out in the woods, like backpacking or camping or working, there's nothing around me, there's just trees and sky. And so unless my own thoughts come to sabotage me, which they certainly can, the chance of giving in is substantially lower. So kind of like you have to be really aware of these small things. That's kind of what I'm learning more and more in my life, is that the small things add up to the big thing. I had always thought that like the small decisions didn't necessarily matter, because it was like, oh well, I got enough strength or foresight to, when a big decision comes, to just do it, so I can screw off on these little ones. But the more I kind of realize, the little ones kind of make the big one. I notice this a lot with girls, for example, where if you deal with like a lot of trash, you kind of set yourself up for trash. So like, if the girl's like stringing you along, if you continue to kind of play into her game, that only hurts you in the long run, because you'll start sabotaging your own intrinsic self-worth. And by doing that, essentially you are no longer able to adequately see the bigger picture. So if you're always used to being treated bad by girls, that's going to become the normal, and you're going to start to embrace it. Anyway, so in terms of like the small idea and like addictions, like on the internet, for example, you have to be really diligent about like kind of mindlessly browsing. Like just yesterday, I caught myself, I was looking up something online, and then I'd recalled a character from a video game that I hadn't played randomly in a really long time. And then I was like, oh yeah, well she's pretty hot, let me just see I forgot what she looked like. So I type it in, and then suddenly, I see tons of pictures, some from the game, some fan arts and stuff. And then it's like, I start thinking like, my kind of animalistic brain is happy because it sees this hot girl, but my logic brain, which is, starts to get weaker as the animal brain starts to get stronger, it's like this kind of thing. I was thinking to myself, what am I doing? Why? I wonder if those deer are in the picture. I'm like, what exactly is this doing? I'm seeing a girl that I never actually knew, just in a video game, and recalling her, and here I am kind of like pseudo-lusting over her appearance. And my logical brain's telling me about how like I need to shut this off because it's only building temptation. And yet I know from practice how hard that actually is. It's like, oh, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking at pictures, you know. I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding this bottle. You know, it's that kind of level of like self-delusion. So anyway, just by closing that tab, I built a little bit of willpower to help resist those kind of things. And I think that stuff's really important too, to just kind of slowly build up those little things. Where it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna go on Facebook. If that's an addiction you have, I don't have one because I think that it's really damaging to your psyche in general. But anything like that, or you know, sports shows or commercials or any of that, because I mean, we're so inundated with sexual images everywhere. It's really hard to try to stay like abstinent or even abstinent for a little period of time. And let's see if I had anything else today. Oh yeah, so you know, just kind of trying to be up early. Every morning I started doing this hill, going up and down it 5 times, just as a good use to get kind of my legs burning a little, my heart going. You know, we're at 9,000 feet here, so it's a pretty good cardio exercise. And while not super demanding, it's just kind of like a little thing of discipline where, like I've said, all the bad things add up, all the little good things add up too. So by every morning, me committing to doing this hill, it kind of sets myself up for everything else. I'm not going to start hopping on the computer right away in the morning, and I'm going to waste hours away. I mean, look, here I am. It's the morning. The sun's still not out. I'm making a video. I've already done some exercises. I'm setting myself up for this to be a good day. And all I had to do was wake up early and do a little bit of exercise. So kind of try some of those ideas, see if they help you at all, and I'll talk to you guys later. And again, too, I noticed a couple of thumbs up on the last video. I really appreciate that, knowing that people are out there watching and listening to what I have to say. So keep doing that. You know, subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you want me to talk about. Other than that, have a good year, and we're gonna make this one a good one. See ya.